for a bridge circuit, after removing the load, we have calculated what is V Thevenin, what is R Thevenin. And again, this is the Thevenin model. You now just substitute the R Thevenin and V Thevenin value. Okay, so the V Thevenin value is 81 divided by 40. R Thevenin value is 3.075. Okay, now just substitute that values here. Okay, that model R Thevenin value is 3.075 ohm. This is 81 divided by 40. Okay, and again, what is the load element? Load element RL is 3 ohm. Okay, load element RL is 3 ohm. So now I want to find out what is IL. I want to find out what is VL. Okay, first you find out what is IL. Okay, from IL is equal to Thevenin voltage divided by total resistance here, because really one current is there in the loop, but there are two resistance. Okay, so 3.075 plus 3 ohm. Once if you calculate exactly, that will become 1/3 ampere. Okay, and once if you know IL, VL also you can calculate. VL is equal to 1 volt. VL is equal to 1 volt. And please make sure that this is A terminal and this is B terminal. Okay, so again, you have to get the same answer only, because IL was 1/3 ampere and VL is 1 volt. We got the same voltage and current, but only for the load you can get the current. For rest of the element, you do not know. You need a response across a particular element, that may be a load or any other element in the circuit. Any other element in the circuit. Now we'll go by another method. Okay, we'll go by another method, that is Norton's theorem. Okay, Norton's theorem. Same problem we'll solve with the Norton's theorem. Again, what is the procedure of Norton's? Norton's means short circuit current you have to calculate. Thevenin means you are calculating open circuit voltage. Norton means you have to calculate the short circuit current. Okay, so 9 volt is there. 5 ampere is 5 ohm. This is 2 ohm. Okay, this is, what is that value? 3 ohm. This is 3 ohm, 3 ohm. Okay, so next we are going to apply the Norton's theorem. So I have to find out I Norton or I short circuit. What is the meaning of that one? That means you have to short circuit the load. Okay, you have to short circuit the load. Now the load is this one, A, B, because I know the direction. That's why I'm putting A here, B here. When you do not know anything, you can put A anywhere. Here also you can put A, here also you can put B, no problem. You will get corresponding answer. Okay, so I have to make the short circuit. Okay, after removing this, I have to make short, then I will proceed. Okay, the same problem. Okay, I put the short. Okay, really short, and then write the rest of the element. Now, which method is suitable, sir? Which method I can apply? My aim is to finally to find the current here. I have to find out this current, short circuit current, that is flowing from A to B. I short circuited the load. I have to find out what is the short circuit current there. Okay, which method is suitable? Somebody may think this is like the same point, sir, so I will not get short circuit current, that is 0. Please don't think like that. They may think, sir, A voltage, B voltage is same. So same voltage means there will not be any current, because voltage is 0, so no current, like that. Somebody they used to think like this, because current is always equal to difference in potential divided by some resistance. So they may think same voltage, sir, VA is 0, so my current is 0. Then where is this R? The R is 0 here, because you are really on the short path. then current is like infinite. Current can be anything actually in reality. So don't think like that. Okay, so definitely there will be some current. Okay, so you have to find out that short circuit current. Okay, it's like what is the current flowing from here to here? It's like that only. Okay, so the same we are taking here between the 2 points. Some current may or may not flow, but you have to really find out. In some cases, the current may not flow also. Even if you make short, the current will not flow. I will take that example also in future. But at this point, we have to find out what is high short circuit. Which method is suitable, sir? Anybody? Nodal, or you can go by any method. Nodal or branch current method. Yes, sir. Tell me some method. Nodal, Palama, branch current. Nodal you can do. Can you do nodal?
Sir, branch current, sir.
Yes, branch current is somewhat suitable method. So I'll go by branch current method. I take current here I1. Okay. That current will be distributed like I2 and I3 here. Okay. The same I2 will come here. The same I3 will come here. Please do not introduce any current because already the current is there here. So I2 is there. So that means I2 plus ISC you have to put. Please do not introduce any unnecessarily. You should not introduce any variable. Okay. So here I3 is coming, ISC is going out. So I3 minus ISC. Okay. Now again, what will happen here? I2 plus ISC is coming. Here I3 minus ISC is coming. This is plus, this is minus, will cancel. I2 plus I3 will come. Okay. Then what is I2 plus I3? That is same as I1 because I1 is equal to what? I2 plus I3. That has to be same. Once if you apply the current division, after applying everything, finally you should get the same thing with which you have started. Then only your current distribution is correct. If you keep on increasing new variable, finally you will not get this. Okay. That is also one cross check. Okay. If you are going in the wrong direction. Okay. So now we have applied the branch currents. Okay. Then yes, sir. Then again, without branch current also we can do, but somehow we have applied the branch current. Okay, but I am having some other method. Okay, no problem. We'll go by branch current method. Okay, but you should have calculator, sir, in your hand. Then only you can solve. Somebody should have FS calculator. Then only you can solve because you will get set of equations. Okay, I am already having in my notes with the current division method, but we have written it for branch current method. So just we'll apply the loop. Okay, we'll see what happens. Okay, now I can apply the loop here. Loop 1. Please somebody have the calculator with your hand. Okay, because we need calculator, then only we can solve. Okay, now okay, minus 9, then plus 5I2 plus 5I2, then here 3I2 plus 3ISC. 3I2 plus 3ISC is equal to 0. Okay, so forget about I1. If you concentrate on I2, I3, ISC, there are 3 variables. Okay, we'll write in that format. Okay, now this is 5I2, 3I2, 3ISC is equal to 9. Then this is the equation 1. Okay, then next equation I will apply here in this loop. Okay, so this is the second equation. Okay, now you go by in the clockwise. Minus I2.
8I2.
8I2, yeah?
I2
oh,
plus
sorry,
I2.
sorry. Yes. Okay. I2, I3, ISC. Then I3 is missing here. Okay, yes, sir. Yes, we can put. Okay, so we made a mistake here. This is 5 plus 8 is 8I2. I3 is missing. So because it has to be in the equation format, so I put 0 into I3. Okay, because if you want to put in the calculator, this element is needed 0. Okay, then next you apply the equation here in the second case, in the second loop, then minus I2 minus 5I2 minus 5I2. Then once if you come here, 2I3 plus 2I3. Then if you come here, nothing is there. Okay, so this is 0. Okay, so I can Okay, I can introduce ISC because that has to be in the equation format. Okay, 0 ISC I will introduce. Okay, please. This is 0, 0 ISC because to be in a equation format. Now this is the equation 2. Okay, then this is the third loop. Okay, third loop. Then again, okay, I will take this picture to the next side. Okay, now what is the third equation? Third equation, you go by clockwise, minus 3i2 minus 3isc, again 3i3 minus 3isc is equal to 0. Then you make the adjustment. This is minus 3i2. Okay, then plus 3i3 minus 6isc is equal to 0. Now this is the third equation. This is the third equation. Already we are having two equation. Okay, that equation also you can write. Okay, now you note down the first equation. Okay. Yes, sir. Now what is the answer? You are having three equation. Okay, so I'll write all the equation in one side. Then it will be easy for us. Okay. What is the equation? First one is 8i2 0i3 plus 3isc equal to 9. This is minus 5i2 2i3 0isc is equal to 0. Okay. Now I'll write the two equation here. This is third equation. What is the first equation? 8i2 0i3 3isc equal to 9. Again minus 5i2 2i3 0isc equal to 0. Okay, this is equation 1. This is equation 2. This is equation 3. Yes, sir. Tell me what is the answer finally?
I1
Now you are
equal to
having. Wait பண்ணுங்க. I1 வராதே. First answer.
I2 sir.
I2 is equal to
53 by 65 sir.
53 divided by
63 by 65.
63 divided by 55. Okay,
65.
sir. Next.
65 sir.
65. Okay. Wait.
I
63 அது போல சொல்லுங்க சார், கன்ஃபியூஷனா இருக்கு. 63 divided by 65 ஆ?
ஆமா சார், 63 divided by 65.
ஓகே. அடுத்தது I3
9 by 5.
9 by 5. What is ISC?
27 by 27 divided by 65.
27 divided by 65. Okay.
Sir,
Yes, sir.
கேல்சி இல்லாம இது மேட்ரிக்ஸ்ல போடலாம் இல்லைங்களா சார்?
எஸ் சார், மேட்ரிக்ஸ்ல போடலாம். தட் இஸ் டைம் அதுவும் டைம் ஆகும் சார். மேட்ரிக்ஸ்ல போட்டாலும் போடலாம். எஸ், மேட்ரிக்ஸ் ஆல்சோ போடலாம் சார், நோ ப்ராப்ளம். உங்களுக்கு எது கன்வீனியன்ட்டோ அதில் போடுங்க சார், நோ ப்ராப்ளம். சார் ஐஎஸ்சி இஸ் லுக்கிங் ராங் சார். ஐஎஸ்சி கரெக்டாக போடுங்களா? எதனா தப்பு பண்ணிட்டோமா இடையில? ஐஎஸ்சி தப்பா வருது. I short circuit current has to be 0.65 ampere. Please others, please check it out. நம்ம எங்கேயாவது ஒரு பிளஸ் மைனஸ் தப்பு பண்ணிருந்தா கூட ஆனா வராது. இவ்வளோ ஸ்டெப்ல எங்கேயாவது பிளஸ் மைனஸ் தப்பு பண்ணா கூட வராது. அதர்ஸ் ப்ளீஸ், வெப்ல கூட இதை பண்ணலாம். வெப் கால்குலேட்டர் இஸ் ஆல்சோ தேர். -6 பிளஸ் கரெக்டாக தான் இருக்குது. ப்ளீஸ் செக் இட் அவுட். Okay, or otherwise I will go by some other method. Yeah, but all method will work. Okay, no problem. But you have to be a little bit careful here in the algebra, and again, equation solving also little bit you have to be careful. Yes, sir. Shall I go by other method? Please tell me.
Okay, sir.
Yes, I will solve by other method. But எல்லா மெத்தடுமே கரெக்டான ஆன்சர் தான் வரும். எங்கன்னா அல்ஜிபிரிக் எதுனா மிஸ்டேக் இருக்கலாம். ஓகே, அது சொல்லுங்க சார்.
I2 வந்து 36/41 சார்.
இல்ல சார், I2லாம் விடுங்க சார். நமக்கு தேவை ஷார்ட் சர்க்யூட் கரண்ட் தான். ஷார்ட் சர்க்யூட் கரண்ட் என்ன வருது?
27/41 சார்.
27/41. I think that is correct little bit.
So 0.65 sir, ISC.
Yes, that is correct. Yeah, 27/41, that is 0.65 ampere. This is correct. Okay, I short circuit current is 0.65. That is correct answer. Okay, I am having that value, but I did it by some other method. That also I will do, no problem. Okay, so please wait on the line. I am getting some call. Is ISC, I short circuit. Okay, now I will not again, what I have to find out then, I know what is I short circuit. I short circuit current is 0.65 ampere. Now I will not spend time to find out Rn because I have took the same network. What is the RThevenin we have found out lastly? Same only you will get here also, same. Okay, because you are going to remove the effect of the source. Again, these two will become in parallel, these two in parallel, and again they will come in series. Finally, you will get 3.075 ohm. Okay, so once if you have ISC R Norton or R Thevenin, you can write like this. Okay, so this is I short circuit current or I Norton current, and this is Rn. Okay, then finally your load will be here. Okay, this is your load, and this is A, this is B, this is R Thevenin, and this is RL. Okay, now you have all the values. Just substitute there. Okay, what is the I short circuit current? That is 0.65 ampere. What is R Norton? 3.075 ohm. Then load is there. Okay, load is here. This is A and B. What is the load resistance value? That is 3 ohm. Now you should find out what is IL. Once if you know IL, you can find out what is VL. First you find out IL because here total current is there. You can apply the current division. What is IL? IL is equal to 0.65 opposite resistance divided by total resistance. That is 0.333 ampere or 1/3 ampere. And once if you know IL, VL, you can easily find out that is 1 volt. Okay, so finally you are getting same answer. Okay, now the same question I will solve by some other method now. The same question I will solve by some other method. Okay, because I short circuit, now we have used which method, sir? We have used the branch current method. You can also use nodal method, but there some little bit of confusion will arise actually. But try to do this with the nodal method. Okay, now I will go by some other method. Okay, you just try with nodal. Okay, I am going to do by some other regular method. Okay, I will copy this diagram. Okay, so my aim is to find I short circuit. Okay, I short circuit. I think I cannot remove this. Okay. Okay. Please wait. I have to redraw the diagram only. Okay, so now same ISC I am going to calculate, but with some other method. Okay, with some other method. Okay, directly this 5 ampere is here, 2 ohm is here, and this is that ISC path, short circuit path. This is 3 ohm. This is 3 ohm. It goes like this. This is 9 volt. Okay, now I1 is coming, and so now you need little bit of imagination. Now you need little bit of imagination. This is 2 ohm, this is 5 ohm. The same network, I am going to take it in some different manner. I can take it like this. No problem, because nothing will change. I can take like this. Visually, I can take like this. If you imagine, nothing will change. Everything is same point only. Here from here to here, the same point only. Everything is same. There will not be any difference. Okay, I can take like this 5 ohm, and this is 2 ohm. This is 3 ohm. This is 3 ohm. Now, okay, now you forget about ISC. Okay, just try to find out I1 first. Okay, just try to find out I1. So what is there? These two is in parallel. These two is in parallel, and again these two are in series. That means 9 divided by 5 parallel 2 plus 3 parallel 3. Okay, then what is the answer I will get? Okay, just you do it yourself. Finally, I'll get 3.07 ampere. Okay, 3.07 ampere. That means approximately what's 3 ampere. Okay, once if we do correctly, then you'll get 3 ampere. Okay, 3 ampere or 3.07. Let it be anything, no problem. 3.07 ampere. Now, what is the current across this branch? Okay, what is the current across this branch? Now, I have calculated this current. Okay, this current value is 3.07 ampere. How this current will be distributed? Now, this 3.07 will be distributed in some manner here. Finally, here also that 3.07 ampere will be there, because whatever the current that is getting distributed, it has to again combine themselves. So finally, it produce 3.07 ampere. The same current is distributed in some manner. Then finally, the same current will come here, 3.07 ampere. Now, then how to find out that I short circuit current? Okay, how to find out I short circuit current? I will tell you. First, you find out this, then I will tell you how to find out I short circuit. Okay, now what is the current across this 2 ohm branch? Okay, 3.07. How it is getting distributed here? Then you apply the current division. Okay, so I am going to calculate the current across 2 ohm. That is 3.07 into 5 by 7 opposite resistance divided by total resistance. That is 2.19 ampere. Okay, now I know this current. That current that current is 2.19 ampere. Now what is I3? What is I2 ohm? I have calculated. Okay, then wait, again, before going to this, I can calculate all the current, no problem. Okay, I know the current division. Okay, I can calculate all the current, but which current is needed? My final aim is to find ISC. Okay, for ISC, which current is needed here? Okay, now I will concentrate on that one. Say this I1 is getting distributed like this, like say this is I2, this is I3. Okay, then the ISC is coming here, I2 is coming here. Then what is the current that will flow here? I2 minus ISC. What is the current that will flow here? I2 minus ISC. What is the current that will flow here? I3 minus ISC. This current will flow here. Okay, now, so from this, what is clear? From this ISC, see, once if you concentrate on this node, okay. Once if you concentrate on this node, okay, you concentrate properly on this node, the ISC is equal to I3 minus the current going in this branch. Okay, the current going in this branch. So, so I can write that equation ISC is equal to what is the incoming current, what is the current here, I'll write it as that is I3, or not to have a confusion, I'll write the current through 2 ohms. Okay, this current. Okay, then what is this current? Okay, this current is I3 minus ISC, or I can also write that as I3 ohm current that is going through this 3 ohm, current that is going through this 3 ohm. Okay, now already I know what is the current going through this 2 ohm. That current I can denote here. Okay, now the current here is 2.19 ampere. I know this current. Okay, now once if I compute this current, okay, this current is entering, okay, some current is leaving, then the remaining current will go here. Okay, some current is coming and something is coming here, then the remaining is going here. So this is the total current minus this one has to be ISC. Okay, now I should know what is this current. Okay, now I will compute that. That current I3 ohm is equal to 3.07 opposite resistance divided by total resistance, that is equal to 1.54 ampere. Okay, so now this current is 1.54 ampere. Now I know what is this current. Okay, what is coming, I know. What is going here, I know. This is 2.19. Okay, this is 1.54. Okay, out of 2.19, 1.54 is going here, then rest of the things has to go here. So that's why ISC is equal to I subscript 2 ohm divided by I minus I subscript 3 ohm, that is 2.19 minus 1.54, that is same as 0.65 ampere, because our short circuit current was 0.65 ampere. So I can also find out the answer like this. Okay, yes sir, is it okay? Somehow I have found out the short circuit current. Again, some other method is also there. Nodal method is there. Just you try it out with the nodal method, whether you are getting answer or not. First you find the nodal voltages, find the individual current, then finally apply this concept. What this, okay, this method you apply, then also you'll get the 0.65 ampere. Okay, so in all the cases we are getting same answer. Then once again, finally we have to realize one thing. Okay, whenever you go by Thevenin's theorem as well as Norton's theorem, R Thevenin is always is equal to V Thevenin divided by I short circuit. Okay, is it satisfying or not? Okay, for that we should know what is R Thevenin already. Okay, what is V Thevenin? What is V Thevenin? What is short circuit current? Okay, short circuit current just now we have calculated, that is 0.65 ampere. Okay, what is the R Thevenin in general? R Thevenin is 3.075. Okay, R Thevenin. What is V Thevenin? 81 divided by 4. V Thevenin is 81 divided by 4. You just plug in these values here. Okay, that means R Thevenin means V Thevenin divided by ISC, 81 divided by 40 divided by 0.65. Finally, you should get this answer. Okay, so it has to satisfy. Okay, so we have taken on a bridge problem. We have solved in some different method, and finally we have solved it with the help of Norton's theorem as well as the Thevenin's theorem. And again, whenever you are having Thevenin's theorem, okay, if the circuit is consist of only independent sources, then no problem. Okay, the procedure remains same. If the circuit is consisting of dependent sources, then what happens? Or sometimes the circuit consists of only dependent sources, or sometimes dependent sources along with the independent sources. That type, what to do? Okay, in general, let it be Thevenin's theorem or Norton's theorem, there are 3 variety of problems are possible. Okay, so I will write the 3 cases here. Okay, 3 cases. Now we know little bit about Thevenin's and Norton's. Then how to proceed further? Okay, so 3 cases in Thevenin and Norton. Thevenin and Norton's theorem. The first case is circuit with only independent sources. Circuit with only independent sources. Only independent source means it is not like only one independent source. there may be any number of independent source, but the source has to be independent. Source has to be independent. More than one source also possible. When the circuit nature is like this, what you can do? Okay, individually you can find out RThevenin individually. Okay, without any help, directly you can find out RThevenin. Individually you can find out VThevenin. Individually you can find out I short circuit current. You can find out these parameters individually, you can find out. And also you have to again, and also this parameter has to satisfy this condition, RThevenin is equal to VThevenin divided by ISC. That means what? So instead of finding RThevenin directly, you can also find out RThevenin indirectly. That means by knowing the value of VThevenin and ISC, you can find out RThevenin. So you are having all the flexibility here. You can find out individually, or you can use this formula. All the flexibilities are there here. Okay. Now, once if the circuit consists of circuit with the dependent and independent sources, circuit with dependent and independent. But the circuit consists of dependent and independent sources. What you can find out individually? Individually, you can find out VThevenin. Okay, individually you can find out ISC. Individually, you cannot find out RThevenin. Individually, you cannot find out RThevenin. That means what? By removing the source, directly you cannot find out RThevenin. Okay, then, but indirectly you can find out RThevenin, because RThevenin is always VThevenin divided by ISC. So I hope you got the idea now. Okay, here you can find out RThevenin individually without any other help. But here, in the second case, you cannot find out individually. You have to take the help of VThevenin and ISC. So whenever you are given with the problem circuit with the dependent and independent sources, they will, if they are asking RThevenin means, okay, then there is no other way to go. You have to calculate VThevenin, then ISC, then only you can calculate RThevenin. Directly you cannot calculate the RThevenin. Okay, so RThevenin cannot be calculated directly here. Okay, RThevenin cannot be directly calculated. RThevenin directly cannot be directly calculated. Indirectly you can calculate. Then what is the next case? Third case, circuit with only dependent sources. Okay, I already told you, once if you have the circuit with only dependent sources, that is useless circuit. Along with the independent source is the real source. Always the dependent source will work along with the independent source. So that means if you are having circuit only with the dependent source, that time if you are measuring VThevenin, you will get 0 only, because there is no source there. Okay, because real energy comes from the source. If the independent source is not there, you will not get any energy. So VThevenin will be 0. I short circuit also will be 0. If you find out, I short circuit also will be 0. Then what they will ask for that network, you can find out RThevenin. But that RThevenin also cannot be directly calculated. Okay, only you can find out RThevenin, but directly not possible. So once if the directly not possible is by applying that parallel serial combination, not possible. Then indirectly you have to calculate. Okay, indirectly. Then what is the procedure of indirect procedure? This is the network with only dependent sources. Only dependent source. Again, when you want to find out RThevenin, okay, you will remove the load. So you will find the RThevenin or R equivalent like this. Can you remove this? Okay, can you remove this dependent sources when you want to find out RThevenin? Please somebody tell me. You are given with only dependent sources along with some resistance. When you want to find out RThevenin, Can you remove dependent source or not? What the procedure is
No,
telling?
sir. No, sir.
Yes, no, you should not remove the dependent sources. Please refer the introduction. You have to remove the effect of only independent sources, real energy sources. But real energy source is not there here already. Okay, so you have to keep these dependent sources along with the resistance. Then how to go about this? Okay, so here the method is you apply some voltage, then that will draw some current. Okay, then you take the ratio, that will be the R equivalent. Okay, that will be the R equivalent. Most of the time you can apply the test voltage. If you apply the test voltage, then that is 1 volt divided by I, or if you apply the test current, okay, that is V divided by 1 ampere. Already you have some experience, okay, how to do this. Okay, I have given you one small network. Instead of directly finding R equivalent, you apply some voltage, test voltage, you find out how much current is drawn from the battery, then you take the ratio. The ratio is something similar to the R equivalent of this network. Now in the here, you cannot directly find out R equivalent. That means you have to go by indirect method, that is by applying the test voltage or test current. Okay, so you have to apply this method. Okay, so when the situation is like this, R Thevenin cannot be directly calculated. So, okay, so you have to apply what you have to do, apply test voltage or test current, test voltage or test current. Okay. Okay, once if you apply the test voltage or test current, then again, if this is the network, okay, if this is the network, you apply the test voltage, this test voltage, then it will draw some current, then R equivalent here is equal to V divided by I. If the test voltage is equal to 1 volt, then R equivalent is equal to 1 divided by I. If you are using the test current source, then I is equal to 1 ampere. That means R equivalent is equal to simply V. Okay, so like this you have to proceed. Okay, so in the next lecture, I'll take one problem. Okay, then I will take the different variety of problem. Okay, according to these cases, 3 different cases. Already first case we have solved, so we'll concentrate on the rest of the cases. Okay, then we will proceed. Okay, so now we will have around 10 minutes break. Okay, then we'll come back. We'll come back around 6:05. Then we'll start the next lecture. Okay, next class. Okay, we'll